G'day guys, Dan here at E3 2017 from Worldwide Gaming. I'm speaking with
Andy Tudor, Creative Director at Slightly Mad Studios.
Beautiful. And so for everyone at home, can you tell us just basically in a nutshell, what is Project Cars?
Project Cars, it's the most authentic racing game out there. It's the most technically advanced racing game out there. And this time round, you're not just going to be battling against your opponents, you're going to be battling Mother Nature, and also you're going to be going pro in online championships and with our esports functionality.
A lot of people don't know this about Project Cars looking at the title because it's a pretty logical title, but there is actually an acronym behind CARS, yes?
Yeah, absolutely. It stands for Community Assisted Racing Simulator because it was made by you guys at home. You know, you helped us make the game. You told us what features you wanted. You told us when the game was bad and how to make it better. And then, you got us to a place with Project Cars 1 where it was the best racing game of 2015. We were the highest rated racing game on PlayStation 4, and you gave us such a really solid foundation that you allowed us to make a sequel.
And so, aside from the community involvement, what differentiates Project Cars from other car racing games?
I mean, there's a whole load of things. So, I mean, other games are only just getting to dynamic weather. Well, we had that in the first game, and we're continuing to go even further with that now with localized weather and also track persistence, so that the stuff that you do in a practice session carries on into a qualifying and a race session afterwards. We've got a huge variety of motorsports in there. IndyCar, you don't need to buy a separate dirt-based game to get your rallycross fix. You've got it now all under the same umbrella of Project Cars 2. You've got ice racing at the Mercedes ice training facility in northern Sweden, Lapland. We've got online championships, as I said. We've got esports. There's so much in the game now.
Just on the surface, Project Cars was already a very impressive looking game. It still looks great, looks even, it looks a lot better, but what are some of the features that we may not see on the surface that have been updated from Project Cars 1?
I mean, well, for a start, we had a look at the top 10 things that you guys at home listed as your biggest gripe to the first game, and we fixed that straight away. So we fixed things like the gamepad handling. In the first game we gave you 3 different presets which approximated the feel of other people's racing games if you were accustomed to one of those. The feedback that you guys gave us was that you don't want that. You want it amazing out of the box. So we fixed that last year, yeah? And then we come to E3 and we go to other shows. You guys get to play it, and hopefully, no one's come back to punch me in the face saying it's wrong. I think we've got there on that now. We fixed things like the magnetism that people felt was happening when they actually touched another car. We fixed the force feedback on specific wheels. We've added even more wheel support as well. So all those kind of things are the underlying systems, things like the tire physics and all that kind of stuff. A brand new rip grip system as well. So those are the kind of things that happen underneath, but when you add them all together, they make for a much better experience this time around.
So you mentioned physics and the rip grip system. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so basically it means that we now model the tyre as exactly what it is, a deformable, squishy surface with multiple layers inside that all have different temperatures. And when you actually slide over a track surface, bits of those rubber actually peel off. And now, exactly, right? So what it means is that if another car goes over that, it now compresses it back onto the surface and the track gets rubbered up, basically. So that sounds rude, but it's not. What it means is there's more grip on that piece of track, yeah? So at the end of a race weekend, the track is going to be filthy, dirty, it's going to have black curbs and things like that as well. And it all changes the grip levels of the actual track itself, as well as the tyre physics in themselves, meaning that every single car now feels even more authentic. When you're on the edge of control, you now can bring it back again, as well as being able to slide sideways properly now, which is especially important for the motorsports I said, like rallycross and ice driving.
You guys are a very community-based game, and I understand that you're doing a lot to encourage competitions in the esports. Can you expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, so for a while now, we've been the #1 racing esport out there. We've had weekly events every single week from 2015. big competitions with Nvidia and Logitech as well. Our current Season 3 has got 7 of the biggest teams facing off against each other to try and find out who is the best. We're heading towards the World Finals at Gamescom to give that trophy to one specific team, whoever comes out on top. And yeah, we're adding in esports functionality from day one in Project Cars 2 with a racing license that you can acquire, so you no longer can just brag that you're the best. You now have a thing in the top right-hand corner of your screen which says how professional you are, how successful you are, and then also how long you've been playing the game. For esports teams in particular, this is going to be a great recruiting tool, therefore, to be able to find those guys and poach them from other people's teams, or find these free agents and kind of include them on their roster. We're also adding the ability to add a director and a broadcaster to every online game or every online championship. So if we make an esport event, you can be the director who's in charge of changing the camera angles and putting the overlays on screen, whereas somebody else here could be a broadcaster who's responsible for sending it off to Twitch, YouTube Gaming, Mixer, and can also be the commentator on that race as well. So yeah, we're putting that functionality on every single platform in everyone's hands from now on.
It's a really impressive array of functionality, I reckon. Yeah, very cool. It's going to be really strong gamepad support. That's probably how I'm going to play, seeing as I don't have room for a full rig at my house. But are you doing much to work on the steering wheels and VR and such?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we support a huge number of steering wheels. If you go to our website, they're all listed out. All the big ones from the big names, Logitech, Thrustmaster, Fanatec, and other people who are not around anymore, as well as supporting new wheels that have only just been announced, which are coming out and stuff. Project Cars 2, available in VR from day one, the full game, yeah? It's not a trimmed down version, it's not a side section, it's the full game. We've been showing it in VR for a while now. It's right here behind me. So yeah, we believe that it's so comfortable that you can play the entire game in VR for hours on end. Yeah. So yeah, it's there, as I said, from day one.
And what VR platforms will it be available on?
So we're currently talking about PC, so obviously if you've got an Oculus Rift, if you've got a HTC Vive, yeah, that's what we're talking about right now.
So what platforms is the game actually going to be released on?
Yeah, so it's on, I mean, a huge variety now, so PlayStation 4 with PlayStation 4 Pro enhancements, Xbox One with Xbox One X enhanced support as well, and also Steam.
Yeah. And when can we expect it?
September 22nd.
And before we wrap things up, is there anything else about the game that, that you're really passionate about, or anything that we haven't covered yet?
Well, I mean, when I talk about the competitive racing license, that's a really cool thing, but it's good for everyone because it solves, even as a casual gamer, it solves a big problem that you go into an online race and someone crashes into you on the first corner, yeah? That's something we've been trying to fix over the course of all our games, but now with that particular feature, it means that the people that crash into you, the people who stop their car, blockade the road, turn the other way, start crashing into people, there's a special layer of hell for those people, yeah? Because eventually they're going to get match made with similar kind of people. Whereas you and I, other people out there who want a good, clean race, they're going to get match made with similarly people with similar ideas as well. So it seems like a simple feature to put in there, but actually it's going to make the whole online experience a lot better for everyone out there.
Yeah, well, I myself am very excited, definitely going to be picking this one up. Anyway, thank you very much for your time. It was a pleasure.
Absolutely, thanks for having me. Go and play over here.